Hey guys, first video since we got back from the Garage Gang extravaganza. I got my hubcap that we did at VW Darren's. I'll tell you what, the camera does not do justice to the paint on this. The candy is just phenomenal. And then you had the special effects pearl in that. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking it up. This thing glistens like little diamonds all over it. I'm not sure how well you can see the skull. I'm trying to hold it to where the camera kind of picks it up, but I mean, it's just super. Turn around here, see if you can see it a little bit better. I mean, this is just awesome. Of course, now that this thing is so beautiful, that's the good. Now to the bad. As you can see, stuff has definitely gotten ahead of me here. This place is a disaster area. This is what happens when you run up here, do something real quick, and run off. I've probably got a week's worth of work up here, haul off all of this stuff. Garbage piled everywhere. It's just horrible. But now that we've got everything kind of calmed down at work, we're going to the garage and look at the other half of the disaster area here. Everything just seems to get off track, and before you know it, several months have passed by and you've not been up here to do anything. This place is a total wreck. My car's starting to get rust all over it again. So I'm going to have to redo some of the work that I've already done once. But as you can see, I have got debris everywhere where my door doesn't seal up properly because the slab's not level. I've got stuff blows in under the doors. And of course, where I've been doing some of the projects at work, I've been up here doing some woodworking, so I've got sawdust covering everything. My shoebox. Awesome. I mean, it's just a sad state of affairs. I should never have let this got this bad. Of course, a lot of you guys know how it is. Life kind of takes the reins, and you're not in charge anymore, so you don't really get to do a lot of the stuff you want to do when you want to do it. And this is kind of the result. Like I said, it's trashed. So hopefully by making this video and putting it up, this will kind of motivate me to get my lazy rear end back up here and get started back on my baby. Like I said, where I've started to do work and then stopped, you know, living here in East Tennessee, humidity is always a factor. Not quite as bad as Florida, but it is a factor. I'm already starting to get surface rust back on these panels, so it looks like I'm going to have to clean all this up again, and I may even put a light coat of some spray bomb primer on there until I get the remainder of the stuff done. I don't want to use all my etch up because I know I'm going to be sanding and grinding on this again, and I hate to waste that and then turn around and sand and grind it back off. So I am going to use something to slow this down, kind of like I did right here on this quarter panel repair I've done. I've not got to do the lead work yet. I've actually got to order some more lead sticks, or I'm sorry, the lead-free body sticks to work on this. But first, I've got to clean all of this stuff up. Darren was talking about on his video this morning about the rats with tails. I am extremely blessed with those. I had insulation stuffed in these rafter tails where it goes out into the soffit area, and this morning when I opened the door to come up here, half a dozen of them ran out of here, so they have been chewing this insulation up, and it is covering everything. So I've got to go out there and do some work on the building, weather permitting. Of course, looks like it's fixing to rain here right now. But first order of business is to try and get a handle on this crud. I guess I'll just have to pick a corner and start cleaning. It's kind of like, where do you start? There's just so much stuff. You know, I do good for a while, and then, you know, things take over, and I just kind of run up here, do what I got to do to get something taken care of, and then, you know, go on to something else. And now it's time to pay the piper. I probably got, you know, several truckloads of garbage that I've got to haul out of here. Outside, like you saw a minute ago, is even worse. You know, I collect stuff with the intention saying, wow, you know, I can make something neat out of that, and before you know it, I've got it piled up all over the place. Looks like the poison ivy's taking over the side of my building here, so I'll be spraying some Roundup and stuff on that before I can even get over in here to clean it. Yeah, you just don't think about, oh, I'll just put that up there for now, and then before you know it, it looks like this. So needless to say, I need to make a scrap metal run, because I've got stuff for days piled up. I guess it's a good thing I live out in the country. My neighbors would be pitching a fit if I lived in the city. They had already had me evicted or something by now. But anyway, I'll probably put this video together, put it up, show you guys kind of where I'm at and what's going on. Hopefully here in a day or so, when I get some inroads made into this mess, I can bring you guys back and show you a little bit of progress. Probably won't be on the car for a few days until I can get some of this stuff moved out of the way and some of this debris hauled out of here. You know, I think it's time to start paring down some of this extra stuff I've got and say, am I truthfully going to do anything with it, or is it just taking up all my space? But anyway, we all had a great time at the extravaganza. It was a pleasure meeting all you folks. Super time at Darren and Andrew's house that day, painting the hubcaps. We really enjoyed all of that. Thank you again, Darren and Andrea, for all the hard work and everything you put into the get-together. It was an awesome party, and we had a great time. I think everybody there did as well, from the ones I spoke to while we were there. Sorry for all the folks that didn't get to make it. Hopefully at the next one you all will be there as well. If you won't be sorry, we all had a great time. It was really fun. So with that, I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to go to work. Thanks. See you on the next one. Bye. What's up, guys? Long time no see. Sorry about that. Been kind of taking care of some odds and ends, but now it's time for a heart transplant on my wife's Mustang, little 3.8. Been having some issues with the rear main leaking oil and stuff, and we found a pretty good deal for one on eBay. Got it shipped to me, and now the fun begins. Time to take all this stuff apart, all the wiring harness, all the fuel injection lines, refrigeration lines for the air conditioner, basically pretty much everything. I've got it in the garage now. I've actually been trying to clean up in here the video before this. Actually, I don't even think I put it up yet. I'll put it with this one, showing what a mess it was in here. It took me several days just to kind of get a spot cleaned out to work on something. Of course, there's my Mustang pushed back over to the side again so that I can work on something else. And here's the engine that's going back in it. They did a pretty good job packaging this thing. It came strapped to a pallet on top of this tire. Of course, I took it off of the pallet with my engine hoist and moved it over here onto this dolly that I've got so I could roll it around. But this thing is remarkably complete. It came with the heads, the intake, the wiring harness, the fuel injection. About the only thing looks like I might have to put on it be the alternator, power steering pump, HVAC unit, and so forth. It's even got a flywheel on it. So, sorry I've not been around much. Like I said, I've been trying to take care of some stuff around here, fixing a few things. A couple other odds and ends, and not had a lot of time to watch videos, let alone make any. Sorry for my absence, but hopefully now I can kind of get back to work on some of this stuff up here, get her car fixed, and then I'll be able to start back on mine. So, well, for that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing apart and try to get the engine out of here, and I'll try and bring you back later. Thanks. Bye. Well, this is like day number 2.5. I took most of the top of the engine off in order to get down to the transmission bolts a little easier from the top. I thought about dropping the K-member, unbolting it underneath each shock tower, but there's just way too much stuff to have to take loose. You got to take loose the sway bar, the power steering lines going to the rack and pinion unit. You got the brake lines to take loose. Of course, this thing's got ABS on it, so you have to take all of that stuff loose. So I think what I'm going to do is just separate the engine and transmission and drop the tranny out the bottom. I've got it raised up now, sitting on jack stands, and then for safety I've also got the tires sitting on blocks just in case something were to give. I've got like 4 different secure points for the thing to sit on, and I'm pushed on it and I've moved it and everything, and it's real solid. Plus I left the floor jack under the back of it as well, so I've got alternate means of support just in case something were to happen. But hopefully now I've got enough room underneath it where I can get underneath there. I'm getting ready to drop the drive shaft now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and finish dropping the rest of the exhaust system out, make it a little easier to work underneath the car. I've got the manifolds off the motor, and it's got the 2 bottle jacks right now holding it up at the catalytic converters, but I mean there's only like 3 more bolts to take off to drop the whole exhaust system and get it out of the way. So I think that'll make it a lot easier and get it out of the way to get the tranny out. You can do it between the Y pipe up there at the front, but I think it's just going to be easier in the long run to get as much stuff out as I can. And well, it's not my bottle of water over. Hang on. Oh. And try and get this thing pulled out of here. I can get another motor ready to go back in. I also got underneath the drain the transmission fluid out and figured out I got a tranny leak too. So I think I'm going to take it to a local transmission shop that I deal with all the time and have them go through it while I got it out of the car and make sure I don't have any problems. It's one of those automatic overdrive deals, and it wasn't acting exactly right before the engine problem started up. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and have them go through it and get that thing all back together. I hate to get the car put back together with another motor and have to try and drop the transmission again, so I'd rather not go through that again. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll probably piece this together with the other ones and try and get something posted. Again, sorry for the lack of videos and my lack of response to any of you guys' videos. I've just been busy trying to get some of this stuff squared away. Then next in line is our Jeep. My wife was driving it the other day and the brakes went out on it, and I've got a hole in one of the brake lines which rusted through it. It's hard to believe 12 years and the line's already rusting through on there, so I ordered some, and of course they're back ordered. So that's next in line once I get the engine and stuff on this. Hopefully the brake lines will be here before too awful long, and I can get that thing back running before I finish this, because right now she's without a vehicle because I got both of hers up here when it rains it pours, doesn't it? So I'll catch up with all you guys later. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.